Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
And I'm Leroy. So, what's going on, Phil?
Chilling. Same old, same old.
Did you help out cooking yet?
No,
Are you going to help out cooking?
no. I mean, actually, I might get my daughter to make some cupcakes or something. I don't know. But as far
Okay.
as like cooking the food and stuff, my wife got that.
No, you got it too. Don't worry about it. You got that covered too.
Oh no, I don't.
You got it covered just sitting at the table, huh?
Yep, with an empty belly. No, but I'll help clean up and put away shit. You know what I mean?
uh so Philip suggested that we do a TV movie episode this week. We're going to start off. Well, first of all, before we get into our Black Panther Wakanda Forever review, I want to give a shout out to our boy again, Hezekiah Grice. Hezekiah Grice from the Unwrapped Mind podcast. Search it on all streaming platforms. He gave us another good message. And no, this is not a paid advertisement either. Here we go.
Which is pretty cool. I realize I'm so backwards. Hey, podcasts I'm listening to, because I listen to, I want to say 3 or 4 podcasts the other day, back to back to back. I was driving, so I had a chance to really sit back and tune in. The ones that really stuck out, and I talk about all the time. But Phil and Leroy, the Judgmental podcast, is just so dope. Man, the energy is so organic. I mean, you can tell they're friends, but they feel like you sitting on the couch with them and you want to join in a conversation. If you missed this week's episode, what beware of these teachers, I'm telling you, go back and listen to it. They're on Spotify. Man, they're talking about the teachers and the stuff they be doing with students. They're talking about, Leroy didn't want to talk about Black Panther, so he didn't. So he talked about some other movies. They talked about music. I basically say, man, these boys they have a really great podcast. Is different than mine, but it's kind of just like mine. And I listen to it. I enjoy it. I encourage you, if you want to hear something different, to go listen to it. Tune in. You're gonna feel like you're talking to them. They're gonna include you in. I don't know how you're just gonna feel like you're part of the conversation. So go listen to Phil and Leroy. The Judgmental podcast is on Spotify. Go check them out.
All right. No, that's not my cousin. That's not nobody I know. That's not nobody I know. That's just somebody off of Facebook. He
That's
listens
what's
to
up.
our show. Yeah, we gotta get him on one day. Hezekiah Grice. He's a army vet too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
The Downright Mind podcast on all streaming platforms. No, we're not related, and no, I didn't pay him.
Damn, why you gotta get all defensive? Ain't nobody say that. He
No,
throwing us
because
some love. It is what it is.
that because somebody say, "Oh, you must know him." So
Somebody said that.
I said that's what they will probably say.
Oh,
But shout out to him. So yeah, I wanted to wait and do the my review on Black Panther because I wait until you seen it, and that
mm-hmm,
was like the week it came out. So I didn't want to start talking about spoilers and all that stuff, and
mm-hmm.
everybody didn't see it, so I didn't want to make a review. But my thoughts on Black Panther is the movie had a lot of dialogue to it, very long, 2 hour and 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Very long, a lot of dialogue. The thing I liked about it is it like opens up. It's like a gateway, like I talked about before. It was like a gateway to different movies or superheroes. I don't know what you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
like Doctor Doom. Now, from what I hear, that this movie is loosely based on the comic book Doom War, and Doom War involves Doctor Doom
It
coming
wasn't
to.
called Doom War, was it? I thought it was called Secret Wars.
No, not that
It's
one.
not that.
No, Doom War came out in like 14, 15. What's the dude that Reginald Hudlin? What did Reginald Hudlin direct? Which movie? It wasn't House Party, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wrote a book, Doom War. I don't know if it's a graphic novel or a loose series,
This
but
the
the
first I heard of this.
yeah, the movie is the comic book is based on Doctor Doom coming to Wakanda to take to get some vibranium. And Black Panther got beat up and was in a coma, and that's when Shuri took over as the Black Panther. And they had to get ask help from the X-Men and Submariner. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
call him Submariner or Namor, whatever you want to call him, was all involved. So it's kind of loosely based on this book, and from the looks of it, that's where they're going based
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
book. Yeah, because in the beginning with the doctor, like who was the doctor talking to on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Riri. You got Riri. Riri is also involved. This is the debut of Riri by that Doom War comic
Mm-hmm.
book, by the way. And you know that Riri is getting a TV show.
That's cool.
And
I liked her character.
yeah, it really didn't have no, it didn't really belong in the movie. Didn't even
Mm-hmm.
really have to be there. But I get it because like I said, this is like a start of that loosely based on the book,
Mm-hmm.
and they also getting a TV show. She's getting a TV show. I think the TV show comes out in March or something, so it's not too far from now.
That's what Marvel's doing. They fucking banking on all this shit. So why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, and you have the Midnight Angels. The Midnight Angels was also in this Doom War comic book. General Okoye, she's getting a TV show also. Uh, Riri, and she's getting a TV show where I guess she's going around with that Midnight Angels
Mm-hmm.
costume.
So damn,
So
everybody just eating, huh?
right, and like we talked about before, you can't have Doctor Doom and the Marvel Universe and not have a Fantastic Four.
Right.
And you can't have Namor talking about how he's a mutant and not have the X-Men involved some kind
Mm-hmm.
of way. So
Right.
that's why I always felt it was like a gateway. But
Mm-hmm.
the movie could have been over as soon as he when he accosted them on the beach because what he asked for in the end he got it. But damn 300 people had to die and shit from he asked for help. He asked for help.
Yeah, he
They
like
said no.
we got to team up because they coming for vibranium. Y'all got it, we got it, so we might as well team up.
Right. And they said no. So he flooded Wakanda, killed a whole bunch of people, and he still got what he wanted at the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what how he was explaining it to the lady at the end. She just wanted to just kill everybody, but he like no. Whenever if they need some help, I'ma come there. Or if we need some help, they're gonna help us out. So he pretty
Right.
much got what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
go
Even
ahead.
though the movie was a little long, I thought it flowed smooth. So like I didn't get tired or sleepy or nothing like that. It was pretty much moving at a good pace.
Yeah, yeah, and about the what's Nakia? Nakia is Black Panther's girlfriend, the one he had the
Mm-hmm.
kid with. Now, okay, now in a comic book, Black Panther and Storm had a kid, and the kid had the same powers as Storm, but he was like a Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that they might make Lapita, or let's call her Nakia Storm, a Storm like character, because you got the multiverse and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So it could become that she becomes Storm because these are big characters, and those big characters is just not going to go away. I'm talking about. I'm sorry. These are big movie stars, and these movie
Mm-hmm.
stars is not going to go away. Like so, I'm thinking that they're going to make her Storm
But
some kind
how?
of
Because
way.
she should already have the powers then. Because Storm was a mutant, right?
Yeah, but can't the what's the what's the Ant Man's supervillain name that the brother's playing? Can he create superheroes and he's like control of the multiverse?
Mm. Oh, I don't know if he can create superheroes, but I know you're talking about. What's his name? I forget his name.
I forget. Yeah, yeah, I forget. But in some kind of way, because she almost has superpowers anyway. because she can like go around. And she was like a double agent or agent. She
Mhm.
used to be a part of that Dorilajo. How do you pronounce it? The Dorilajo, the army. But then she separated. But she was like doing side missions and all that shit.
Mhm.
The Dora Milaje. I almost got it right.
To my Kang.
Kang, yeah, there you go. And can he create like superheroes and like make whatever he
I really
want
don't.
to?
I really don't know much about him. I don't know what he can do, what he can't do. I just know, like you said, he controlled the multiverse or took control of the multiverse. But I don't really
Hmm.
know much about his story.
The action scenes, I thought the action scenes were pretty good. I like the action scenes.
Let's do positives and negatives. That way we can break it down.
All right, well you start with your positives and I'll go behind you.
All right, yeah, I agree with you. The action was good, and I think the storylines was good. And I like to see when she went into the what do they call it, that death world or whatever they call it, where they see the dead loved ones. I like
Yes.
that. I like that it was Killmonger surprise attack. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What else did I like? I like the doorways that it opened up, like you said, to other movies and shows. I like that they try to stick to the comic book instead of just going all on their own, making up shit. So that's the positives. What you got?
All right, positives were pretty much the same. The action scenes were good. The the special effects is half and half. I like the Neymar's soldiers. I forget what
Hmm.
they call them. I like them, and the special effects on them were good. So I'm gonna say positive on the special effects, and I get to the negative part.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. Well, say it again.
no, I was just gonna say, since you brought up special effects, I did like the way they did Namor, the way he was flying around all the time. They looked so decent. It wasn't like no phony bullshit. It looked
Yeah,
kind of cool.
yeah, and then the wings on his feet
Mm,
look like wings
right.
too. And okay, the special effects. Like I said, well, I already mentioned the gateway and all that stuff.
Hmm.
What else I could say that was positive about it? Set designs was good. Wakanda was good, and Neymar's place was good. Oh, another thing I like how the soldiers how they have to breathe. They can't breathe oxygen. So when they come to land, they turn blue. The body
Hmm.
turns blue, but they can still breathe and shit. So I
Hmm.
thought that was cool too. But when they underneath, they're like their regular color.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. What else I can say? The acting. I like Julie Louis Dreyfus's character. I know a lot of people didn't know what the hell she's doing in here, but you got it. That's also cool. This is another positive thing about Marvel movies and TV shows. Well, this really doesn't have anything to do with the positive of Black Panther, but I like how you have to watch them all. You get a little hint at who's this person is and all that
Hmm.
stuff. Cause Joy Louis Dreyfus just popped right up and nobody knew like what was she doing in there or whatever. They didn't even announce her. She just got in and just started talking.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the set design, special effects. I like it as a gateway to everything. Um, the acting wasn't bad. All right, now what's your negatives?
All right. So when I went to see the movie, I went with my father-in-law and my stepdaughter, and we enjoyed the movie. But he gave it an 8, and I gave it a 7. He like only a 7, and I said yeah, because there was a lot of little stupid shit that you know what I mean that triggered me like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh man, you looking at it too hard. That was a great movie." But I said, "It's the little stuff that I pay attention to that they didn't have to have in the movie, and it kind of like lowered his score." So like the one when a guy the agent found a bracelet on the bridge,
Yes.
so that way he can communicate with Wakanda. Well, she already knew that he found it and was talking about she put a tracer on it. She came there with him, so how did she have time to put a tracer on it? Did she call
Right.
somebody, say put a tracer on it, then hide it, and then let him find it? Like
Mm.
that was kind of
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Then Wakanda is
Excuse me.
like they're the state of the art when it comes to like electronics and computer shit. So if you put a tracking device on there, wouldn't they know that there's a tracking device on there?
Yeah.
So that was a little kind of stupid. He said I was nitpicking. Then uh then from Black Panther, Wakanda was like there, but it had a force shield around. It was kind of hidden. Nobody could just go there. So how did Namor get there so easy?
Uh,
Like, did he fly under the force shield?
yes, they said that when like how did he get here? And he said he went underneath.
Okay, well, I'll give I'll say half and half on that one because that's still a little bullshit. So that means
Mm,
you got defense above land but not underwater.
right.
Fucking Navy SEALs can just roll up in there. Then if that's the case, and then Namor base. I thought it was so deep that it was so deep in the like you had to go deep in the water. Then he had to stick his arms into the thing to open up the wind portal that's going to take you like thousands of feet deeper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you had to have that special suit to get there, and you had to open up that other portal to shoot you all the way down like that. So
Hmm.
how did the girl that hasn't been fighting and doing nothing for what the last 5 years just throw in a suit and go right down there? And let's say okay, maybe she did have the little space submarine space shuttle thing that she wrote in. How does she
Yes.
know? How does she know how to get through that? You know what I mean? Because he opened up that portal with like some magic or something. So even still, she got down there, but then coming back up, he already said that the pressure is so strong that deep it'll crush you from the inside out.
Right.
So coming back, she was inside the
No,
submarine.
no, that was um the part where the where their actual town was, where that big temple. That's the
Hmm.
part where he said that it will crush you. The part where
The city.
Nakia got Shuri and Riri, that was like a little base before you get there, whatever. That was like a little like I don't know what would you call it. Because remember when he had grabbed Shuri and he was talking to Shuri and he was like, "Yeah, I want you to visit my place, but it'll
Hmm.
crush you and all that stuff." You said that what you just said, and he said, "Oh, we got a suit for that." That was the same suit that the guy had went down
I
to
know at the
kill.
beginning, yeah.
Yeah,
Just fucking killed him and took his suit. But what
yep.
I'm saying, so you're saying that they wasn't held hostage in the city?
No, because the city was like you said, like underground, but
Hmm.
where there was at was like a little mini base or whatever. Because remember when the aides and stuff was there, the soldiers,
Hmm.
they was blue like I was talking about
Right,
with the
because they
thing
still
in their
needed a
mouth.
thing on their face to breathe. Right.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But I thought she went down to the city because I remember like the people and stuff was down there and they were like turning around and stuff. But okay, let's say that she didn't have to go that deep. Even the part that they were at, that part right there would have crushed you, right?
But she
Or
had the
no?
little joint with her. She
Right.
had the
So
little submarine. What you
right.
talking
So
about?
but when she grabbed them and she was coming back, they didn't have no submarine. They were just hanging on to the side of it. So that was kind of corny to me.
Hmm.
They would have got crushed. Okay, say she's safe inside the submarine, but they would have got crushed, just hanging on the outside. So that was my other big issue. And then the other one was where Riri building her Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Now Tony Stark built one, but he's supposed to have been a grown ass man genius. You mean to tell me a 15, 16-year-old girl can build a suit like that?
Well, again, like I said, she getting a TV show in March, and like as you said, that the Doom War comic
Hmm.
is that's with Tony Stark's parts she put together. But I seen pictures of the new suit, and the new
Hmm.
suit looks totally different than the Black Panther suit.
Right. So it's kind of like doing like how Iron Man went in the tunnel and built a little throw together Iron Man suit,
Right.
and then he had the better suit later. But I just
Right.
don't think no little girl like that would be able to get the stuff that she needed to build that like that, or be smart enough to build it.
Well, see, I think all these questions are answered on a TV show. What is the heart called that Tony Stark has that barely powers everything?
Hmm. I forget the
I,
chess piece.
yeah, because she had the chess piece. Now, where'd she get that from?
But that's
See,
what I mean. That's
she
what I
just
mean. How did?
popped up. See, all that stuff just popped up out of nowhere. But I'm
Hmm.
thinking that all that stuff will be answered in the TV show.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's like the little stuff that I and even Michael, even though he was saying I was being hard for nitpicking, he agreed and he didn't understand how a little college girl like that was will build an Iron Man suit because if it was that easy, any smart kid would just build their own Iron Man suit.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I thought you was
No, that's it. It
the
was.
arc.
It only had like three. Only like three negatives.
The arc reactor is the name of the
Right.
the heart that operates everything. What I didn't like. Okay, now you had mentioned about the base, and Neymar was talking to Shuri, and he said that it'll crush you and all that stuff, but he had a suit. Now, if you're Shuri, and this guy just kidnapped you, would you have went underwater with Neymar?
Hell no.
And like I said before, the movie could have been ended in like 15 or 20 minutes, whatever that scene with
Hmm.
with them on the beach could have ended in 20 minutes because he pretty much asked them for help and they said no. But yet he still got what he wanted anyway, so
Hmm.
I guess he won the fight. Special effects. I didn't like the special effects when Black Panther was fighting Namor at the end because it just looked weird. It looked real cartoony. The
Hmm.
Shuri Black Panther looked real cartoony. What else was negative?
I could tell you another thing that a lot of people were saying online. They were saying that at certain parts they was killing soldiers, the sea soldiers, Namor soldiers, just shooting them. Then at other times, the same soldiers that got shot would just get up and heal and just jump back in the water.
Well, remember they have the vibranium all over them. The vibranium is like a healing factor.
Hmm. So
And
then why? So then why that girl died that was underwater?
what girl?
One of the Namor girls, and he was like, "You'll be okay, child." And he was rubbing her, and she had got zapped with something, but then she
Yeah,
died.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but that's what they were. Because remember when he had came from under the ground off the water, he was talking to him, and she was
Hmm.
saying that he had vibranium all over
Hmm.
him. So the vibranium was like a healing factor. I don't know why that girl had died.
Yeah, so that's like a little hole in the story. Another
Yeah.
thing I forgot with Namor, like him being out of water, I didn't think he'd get weak like that. That was kind of corny to me
They said that's comic
because
book.
if it's a comic book, it is what it is. But my thing is, if you're any other like show, comic book, anything we've seen, when you have somebody that's half and half, they
Hmm.
would be fine. It's just like trying to say Blade would get burnt in the sun. Well, Blade was half and half, so the sun ain't fuck him up. This
But
how
then,
Namor was. He was half human, so he should have been fine on land.
but
He
then
didn't.
he, but then Blade needs blood to
Well, he got to
defeat
eat. He got
him.
to eat something. But what I'm saying his weakness. Vampire's weakness was the sun, but it wasn't Blaze.
Mhm.
Namor, if he's half human and he can breathe without the piece, everybody else had to have that piece on the breathe. If he can breathe without the piece, then he shouldn't have to survive with water. He should be able to be fine without it. It should be his choice.
Right. Yeah, that's comic book storyline about the he'll get weak around. Well, see, he's strong because he's the first mutant, and so
Hmm.
he's supposed to be like the most powerful as mutant. So he's like strong and everything above water. But what happened was he got in that ship, and the ship was with that heat was like drying him out.
Hmm.
That's but other than that, he's cool, but he's more stronger, around
Hmm.
water. But that's what they said in the comic book. I don't know really much about Submariner in the comic book.
See,
I knew he
he
was
was
the
like
first
kind of
mutant.
right. He was like before our time. So
Right,
like when he was around, we just thought he was corny because, like you said, he was one of the older type of dudes. You know what
right,
I mean? And then I looked and I saw like he was created like in 1930 something. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I didn't like how now let's talk about that water bomb. Now the water bomb took out that big ass Wakanda ship. The water bomb took out the big palace where the queen
It was
died.
like it was like 1,000 water bombs that took out the ship, and it was a whole bunch that took out the palace. It wasn't just one.
Okay, but Nakia got hit with a power water bomb right in her damn face, and all it did is just fly her into the water.
Mm. Yeah, so like it's little holes in the story like that. If you're gonna make something work one way, it got to work throughout.
Right, right.
I thought that was stupid that Namor was trying to get to the queen and she was just standing there behind the glass. Like, why don't you take cover?
Exactly. Now
She's
you
standing
seeing this
right there. He's trying to fuck her up, and she's just standing right there, like, you can't get me through this glass. As soon as that shit
right.
cracked, that should tell you it's about to go.
Now, this guy is hovering way above air. Hey, you just sitting there staring at him. I'd be
Exactly.
like, oh shit, and let me get the
I'm pretty
fuck
sure
out
they
of
got
here.
like a fucking what do you call them, John? Fucking one of them rooms. They call them rooms that you go into the lockout. Lock.
Like a safe room.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure they got one in the palace, a secret room, safe room, or something. That's what she should have went.
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
when she fell under the water and Riri was knocked out and she was trying to swim to the top, I was like, oh shit, she ain't gonna make it. I already knew right there. Before that, I didn't know she was gonna die in the movie. But once she was
Mm-hmm.
underwater like that, I'm saying, oh, there ain't no way she making it up there.
Right. Right. And
And Riri was under the water longer than her and deeper, but she dead, and the queen. I mean, she's alive, and the queen is dead.
well, the Riri's younger. Her lungs is better. Her young. She
Yeah,
got young lungs.
but she was underwater longer. She went
She.
underwater first, and she was deeper. That's why the girl had to go in and grab her.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of corny.
And what else? Uh, Agent Ross didn't really have to be into this movie either. By the
I didn't
way,
think he needed to be in the first movie
well, true. He didn't even be really need to be in. They didn't really need to
because
go and get
he
him
was
and
the
all that
hero.
stuff.
He was. They made sure he was the hero of the first movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's the only negative. That's the only negative.
And you said you gave it a 6.
I gave it a 6 because of the
That's a little low.
dialogue. I gave it a 6 because of the dialogue. I didn't really like all that dialogue. Very heavily dialogue. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, okay, let's be honest. They had to have a whole lot of dialogue in it since Chadwick passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to kind of explain things and they had to going through emotions and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I give them that. But yeah, a 6 is yeah, I see a 6.
Have you
And
ever watched the Lapeef Network?
the Who Network?
Lapeef.
What's that?
It's just like a YouTube talk show thing where they have like guys and girls sitting on a panel talking. Anton Daniels is always on the show, and they all the guys on the show they all follow Kevin Samuel.
No.
Well, it's a girl on the show named Courtney. She posted a video now. It's like all of YouTube because she's saying YouTube took her down and TikTok took her down because she was giving negative reviews about Black Panther,
Hmm.
and she was saying how it was so geared towards women and masculating men and all this stuff.
Well, did it?
It was geared toward women because it was mostly females. Besides Namor, it was mostly females kicking ass and doing everything.
Hmm.
But she was saying I didn't listen to all of what she was saying, but she was saying like the guys in the movie was docile and limited or whatever. And
No,
it's
because
not
I don't think
like
the
the only Namor
go
was tough, but besides Namor, it really wasn't no tough guys in the movie.
no, the his best soldier, he was tough. The one that threw the bomb on that was about to kill him before they cut everything, where
You
they
talking about
stopped
the
everything.
big guy that was fighting on the bridge?
Yeah,
Oh man, he
yeah.
kept getting his ass kicked. What are you talking about?
Well, he was about to kill him when they before they stopped it.
Yeah, but he was getting his ass kicked throughout. Every time they was rumble, he was getting his ass kicked.
Well, shit, he was about to kill all of them before they
But
had came in the
but
ship
he
and stopped
the
everything.
thing is him and the girl. What's the girl name that he was fighting the bald head one?
Nakia.
The kid. Him and her, they was fighting. Now he got powers. She ain't got no powers. I mean, she's a Wakandan, but she don't really have powers like that. So it should have been an
Right.
easy fight for him to kick her ass. He
Right.
all like got aluminium flowers in his blood and all this shit.
Hmm.
And he getting his that, and that's the shit I talk about when I talk about women beating up dudes.
Oh, here we go.
If y'all both got powers, then okay, it's one thing. But if the man got powers and the girl got none, there's no way she's supposed to be beating his ass like that or get put up a good fight. That should have been an easy fight for him.
And demasculating men. I didn't see it.
I gotta send you because they didn't talk about it on the Lapeef Network, but she's always on the show because all the other females on the show they always coming at her neck talking about she'll pick me and she only do what guys want to do. She also followed Kevin Samuel too, and she liked a lot of stuff that Kevin Samuel doing. And she talk
Hmm.
about like the mistakes she made in her life and how she fucked up because she got a kid and now she want a husband and this and that. If she known then, what she know now. But the other girls, the loud mouths that be on the show and stuff, well, the two loud mouths that used to be on the show that used to be coming at her, they both got kicked off the show. So I mean, they're still on YouTube, but they're not on Lapeef Network no more. And they got like two other girls there.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see any men demasculated. But you have to keep in mind it wasn't really no men on there anyway, other than Black Panther. He's gone. Killmonger is gone. Daddy Black Panther is gone. They have the old black dude that's on the council with the thing in his
Mm-hmm.
lip.
Mm-hmm.
and they have the ape guy,
And
and yeah,
Baku was looking like a buffoon too, though. He wasn't really putting in no work. I think he cracked one dude on a boat, and that was it. Besides that, he was getting tossed around like a chump.
yeah, because he don't have no powers, like you said, and they
Well,
did.
okay, I understand that. So M'Baku getting tossed around like a chump because he ain't got no powers, but the girl with no powers is kicking ass.
Well, see, they're super soldiers.
Oh, they don't have no power, and he is too. He a monster.
No, he ain't. He ain't no super soldier. He just a dude that just like runs the his tribe. They're like banished in like the code and some shit.
Yeah, I don't think they banished, but I think that's where they live. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she don't. The soldiers, even though they're tough warrior fighting women, they don't have powers. No matter how you look at it. So if you don't have powers, you can't beat somebody up with powers. It's just the bottom line.
They got vibranium equipment.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's how they going to explain it.
Yeah, that was yeah, whatever.
So yeah, I give it about a 6. And you said you give it a 7. Shout out to your father-in-law Mike. He gave it a 8. 8 is damn near perfect. Like what the hell? You see an 8 in that movie?
He enjoyed the movie. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 8 too. So there's a whole
Ooh,
bunch of people that see that.
uh, uh.
I think because I looked at those smaller details, I gave it a lower score. Like if the things that I said was negatives wasn't there,
Right.
because you can't show us a secret way to get to this tunnel that's 10,000 underground, and then people going and coming like it's easy like that.
So, any other movies you seen?
I told you to check out that Barbarian, but you said you
No.
haven't watched it yet, so I ain't gonna talk about it until you eventually do watch it.
Hmm. Anything else?
Uh, Nothing I can think of at the moment.
I seen Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
Hmm.
It's about, see, you said you didn't, it didn't look bad. The trailer didn't look good to you because they was laughing and joking and stuff.
Hmm.
It's a like a black comedy and a dark comedy. I said black comedy. It's like
I'm about
a
to say who
dark
black in the
action,
movie.
a dark action comedy. I guess how you would put it.
Hmm.
So Brad Pitt is like a contract killer.
What would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? Because see,
Uh,
I wouldn't pay to see a movie that's lower than a 7, and that's why I gave Black Panther a 7
well then no,
because it was worth watching.
I give it probably like a 5, five and a
Oh
half.
shit, 5, I won't even put it on my TV at home
Uh,
unless
it's
it's a
what's
horror movie. Horror movies I can go with low ratings because it's bullshit.
the action scenes are graphic.
Okay.
uh uh so Brad Pitt is a contract killer, and he has his contract. Well, he's a contracted killer, but he's not really a killer. He'll just like steal something or retrieve something. He's one of those type of contracting guys. If you wanted to get something, or you want him to steal something, he would go and get it, but he don't like guns and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So he was contracted. Well, it was someone else contracted to take this briefcase on this train, but they called out sick and they just got him to do it. So he went on there to try to retrieve the briefcase. The briefcase, it was money and gold in the briefcase. So it was like a whole bunch of contract killers that was on the train, like doing other different stuff. The other two guys, what's his name, Brian Tyree Henry, the one that's on Atlanta, Paperboy.
Hmm.
Paperboy and his quote unquote twin brother was on a train to rescue it's this big boss in Japan, and of course he was white. He's this big boss in Japan, and that was white. His son like kept getting in trouble and all that stuff, so they had went to get him. They had went to get him. So the boss's daughter was on a, well, they didn't say that was his daughter at first. She was on a train to try to get to the father, and uh our other Atlanta alumni, I forget what's the girl's name on there? Zaza, is it Zaza or Zoe Beats?
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what her name
I think
is.
her name is like Zoe Beats. I know her last name is Beats. Zoe or Zaza Beats. She was on there. She was like a person that she was a contract killer. She had killed this boss in Mexico. And what she do is like she would poison. She would use the snake. Is the snake that like soon as the snake bites you, you'll like die in like 30 seconds if you don't have the
Mm-hmm.
antidote. So she would like inject it into people, and they start throwing up blood and blood coming out they of their eyes and their ears and all that stuff. And she was on the train. So it's like he's trying to get the briefcase, but he has to deal with like all these people. And so it's another the other the guy wanted them Tariq Henry and the twin brother to show them the son they had got, but the son had got bit by but she had injected the son with the poison, so he died. So like oh shit, what we gonna do? So they trying to figure out how they gonna get out of this. And so they got caught with the line or whatever. The dude was dead, and come to find out that the father didn't even really even care that he died. He was like, well, you know, his son died. He's like, I don't care. So it's a lot of comedy in it
Mm-hmm.
and good action scenes though. So I give it yeah, I give it about a 5.5. Enjoyable, something to watch on Sunday. I mean
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. I wouldn't go out of my way to look at it, but that was the last movie I seen.
Okay.
What about TV shows? What have you watched?
What have I watched? Shay got me watching season 2 of this one show. It's about these kids. They killed a guy. It's almost like I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it's a
Hmm.
TV show and it's called something. I forget the name. What's the name of that TV show we watch with the kids? One of us is lying.
Oh, the season 2 just came on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I seen it. I never
Right.
watched it, but I seen it on there.
So I watched a couple episodes of that. It's okay. It's something to watch. Like you said, something to watch. Nothing to invest in or nothing. But if you ain't got nothing to do, you want to watch something. One of their classmates, he's a jerk or whatever. He wound up dying, and they trying to figure out who killed him and all this shit. But the one girl that her conscience is killing her. So every time she's like thinking and sitting by herself, or whatever, they show like the guy that died, and he's like talking to her and fucking with her.
Hmm.
Somebody knows that they killed him, so they sends out a text message to like the 4 or 5 of them all the time, and they always linking up like, who sent us these texts? Somebody know we did, and he have them named Simon. He say like Simon says, and he make him do dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Simon says, go to the guy that died grave site and mark up a penis on his grave or some shit like that. And if you don't do it, I'm telling, like, you know what I mean? So shit like that.
uh, now, how old are these kids?
They in high school,
Oh, okay. All right.
16, 17, 18, around that age. You know how these TV shows is. It'd be like grown ass people that's playing high school kids.
Yeah, and they having sex and doing all that type
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, like our show, Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Uh TV shows. Shay watch what is it called? Is it Love After Lockup? Love During Lockup? One of these shows with these jailbirds. And the girl on there, they blasted her on social media because she can't really talk. She can't hear. So she do sign language, and you know how they make
Hmm.
that noise when they talk.
Yes.
But she's like in love with a jailbird, and and the guy supposedly had a heart attack in jail, and everybody was trying to get at him, and they called the jail. The dad get in touch. Jail's like, he's fine, ain't had no heart attack, ain't nothing wrong with him. So she's trying to figure out what's going on. But somebody posted her picture online. It was like, this girl's full of shit. She got like 3 kids she don't take care of. Like, just put all her business out there. I'm like, damn. It's hard for me to focus on her because I keep reading the screen and I don't like that.
Oh, is she ugly?
Uh, I put it like this: when she got makeup on, she looked totally different without her makeup.
Okay.
But neither one look good.
All right.
You do like the hair, like half her hair. Let's say she got long hair, but half of it going down is like black, and then the other half is like white or blonde or whatever. She like goofy
Mhm.
like that, weirdo. Then there's another girl. What she do? She got the dude in jail, but he got like all his money and gave her like power of attorney, so she got a control of all his money. She's out spending his money doing whatever she want. You know what I mean? Ain't sending him
They
no.
not married?
I don't think they got married.
Well, how the hell you give somebody power
Now
of
hold on, let me
attorney?
check. Did the girl marry that boy that got like power of attorney and spending his money? Shay said no, they ain't married.
Well, he's an idiot then.
Well, she's spending his money in any old type of way. She done bought like wedding dress and looking for rings and all this shit. And I don't
Hmm.
think she's sending her money, but he's like, yeah, my boy's getting out of jail. Can you give him like $200? She was like, I ain't giving. She didn't say that to him, but she was like, I don't know why he called on my phone. That was the friend calling, like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? He said he was gonna give me the money. She's like, I don't know why he called on my phone. I ain't giving him no money, whatever, this and that. She eventually gave him the money with an attitude, but she didn't want to. And she was like, "This is bullshit." You know what I mean? He was like, "Yo, that's my man. We did a lot of time together. He said you was gonna look out. You supposed to just look out." And they don't like each other, the friend and the girl. So that's why
Hmm.
she was like saying what she's saying to him. It's just a fucked up show. And they find like the fucked upest people on this show. And I
uh,
can't understand how all these jailbirds, the men and the women that's in jail, and it's like so many people gullible that's outside of jail to just sending them money all the time and just in love with them and swear out this is gonna be the greatest relationship. That shows a
yeah.
lot of fuckery on that show. It's crazy.
Well, see, I got a story that I got a story where it's the opposite, where the guy was out of jail and the women was in jail and they want to get with the guy out of jail.
Well, they do. That's what I'm saying. They do both. They have the guys and they have girls. Both of them be jailbirds,
Mhm.
and it's just fucked up though. Like I don't know what they thinking because I remember when I went to jail to see my brother before, and I went to see my cousin, and I had to stay in line. It probably was like damn near 50 people in line. Out of those 50 people, I was like the only guy there, and all these girls was like fly looking, nice looking girls, nice everything. And I'm like, damn, what is all these girls coming here to see jailbirds for? But hey, they be
Mhm.
pulling them.
Oh, I got a story about that one too. Anything else?
Not nothing recently. What about you?
I watched Tulsa King. Well, it's the second episode of Tulsa King starring Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
You can put that on in your queue. He's a boss. Dwight, I think his last name is Manfredi. He had just
Mm-hmm.
got out of jail for like 25 years, and he had went back to his mafia family, and they put him. They like kind of banished him into Oklahoma. They was like, well, look, go to Oklahoma and start anew, and
Set up
like
shop in Oklahoma.
yeah, but it's like no one there that's from the mob boss. So it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like he got to start over again.
Right.
So he goes to Oklahoma. Oh, he has to get him $5,000 a week too,
Mm-hmm.
by the way. So he goes down there and give a guess who he tries to shake down. He shakes down a marijuana dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
So they was like, yeah, you gonna need some protection. They was like, protection from what? He's like, protection from the gangs. He's like, protection from the gangs. So so he was like, well, where's the owner at? So he started talking to the owner. The owner is like looking at him like he has three heads by the stuff he's like talking about. He's like making it seem like they were doing illegal business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, well, look, I know you have some money in here. How much money where you keep your money at? So he like, where do I keep my money at? He's like, yeah, where you keep your money at? Because I know it's not in the bank. So the guy had told him where he keep the money at. It was like in a cooler. He had like a cooler
Mm-hmm.
in his office, and the money was like in the cooler. Like a cooler, like when you go to a store cooler, not a cooler like you going to the barbecue cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So he opens the money and he start taking the money out and putting it in his pocket. So he's like, well, what is you doing? So Sylvester Stallone befriends the cab driver that took him. He had like a shitty car. So
Mm-hmm.
he was like, well, look, take this money and go buy I forget what kind of car it is. It's
Like a
a
Lincoln or
S
something.
Is a what's does a navigator, a Lincoln Navigator? I think it was
Yes,
a Lincoln
yes.
Navigator. Yeah, he said, "Well, look, go buy a Lincoln Navigator with the money." And so it's a young brother. So they wouldn't sell it to the young brother. So he had showed up, and so he went to go pick Sylvester Stallone up, and he was like, "Well, where's the car at?" He's like, "Man, they wouldn't sell it to him because he had cash or whatever." So he's like, "All right, let's go down there." So he threatened to beat the guy up, and they had got the car. So he's like his driver. So that's his paid job, is to be the driver. And the father is Michael Beach. You know who Michael Beach is, right?
Yes.
The father is Michael Beach. I say, oh shit, my man can always get on a TV show. And
Uh-huh.
so he's like looking like side eye and everything. And I'm like thinking like, well, what's the guy's just driving around? He ain't doing anything wrong. And so now he's befriended the marijuana guy. They're like friends. So he negotiated a damn better deal for the dude. So they're like really partners now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's his shakedown money. And
Okay.
so every time when a big crime boss gets released, it shows up on the FBI radar. So he had befriended a lady, and I guess they kind of made it seem like they slept together or not, because he had told her how old he was, and she was like, "Oh my God, no, ill," that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, that woman is like an FBI agent. So she had went and told him that, I'm an FBI agent,
Mm-hmm.
and they looking for you, showed up on the radar or whatever. So now he know, like, oh shit, I gotta be cool because these agents after me. But he ain't really doing anything illegal yet, because he
Mm-hmm.
befriended the marijuana dude, is like doing legal business. And
Right.
he just negotiated a better deal for the guy. So now he's like, so he got the driver, he got the marijuana store owner. That's his two people now. So I guess, as it goes on, he's going to get, he actually did befriended a guy that's they got an old honky tonk that he go to, and he befriended the owner there too. The owner is like a
What the
young
hell
dude.
is a honky tonk?
A bar, them bars where they do the line stepping and the,
Mm,
the
oh,
the
okay.
hats, and yeah. So he befriended him. So I guess he part of the crew. They didn't show him during the second episode,
So he
but yeah,
building up his crew.
yeah. So far so good. It's a good show. It's a good show so
Okay.
far. And I watched the Married at First Sight. We're already now, and boy, oh boy, what the hell? So
Bunch
now
of
we.
fuckery.
So there we got our brother Ben and the kickboxer. It almost seemed like she want to go back with
Mm-hmm.
Ben. And it also seems like that our girl want to get back with the environmentalist too. She like, should I or shouldn't
She
I?
she never stopped liking him. She only snapped like that because they was pressuring my man at the when they was sitting outside, and then he said, I ain't leave the door open, and then all the girls started talking trash, and then she said, well, it's closed now. So remember when they both said no, they walked away, hugged up, holding hands, and then the
Yes.
production crew saw them kissing and making out in the car. So she
Hmm.
still like him. They probably still fooling around to this day.
Yes.
Cause remember when she said, I'm going on a vacation, can you watch my dog? Like if y'all broke up and y'all going your separate ways, why would you leave your dog in his hands? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I would say absolutely not. I
Yep.
would absolutely not.
Uh-huh.
And boss lady and her dude, they going through stuff. He ain't even been in the house and all that stuff. Well, first of all, like
Who you
we said,
talking about? Oh, the
the,
ball.
bo- I don't know her name.
Okay. You talking about what the hell is her name? Stasia or something?
And well, when we talked
Nate.
about it before, yeah, Nate is the dude's name. Yeah. Now we talked about it before, that when he had walked in that house, he was totally uncomfortable there. You could just see it in his face that he didn't really want to be there. It ain't cause of her. It's cause that's not his house.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's the reason why he probably didn't really want to be there like that, and kept his own pad. What they need to do is, she needs to. I know she just got the house. She needs to see if she can either rent it out or sell it, and they find their own crib, because my man, she was like, "Oh no, we don't do that here. We sit like this, and we do like that." And he's just like, he got this look on his face like, I don't want to be in this damn house.
Well, they're not. Well, nobody's together now. You know that, right?
What you
On
read
that
it?
show, none of those couples made it. None of them is together.
What you read that or?
Yeah, because I look at on Reddit and they talk about it, and the girl posts stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And she's talking negative about Need, and even with the other girl, they're getting on her, the environmentalist. She posted something about like should I give it one more try off the camera or something like that. She posted online, and then everybody's, oh my god, what's wrong with this girl? Because she's still, like we said before, she still like the dude.
Hmm. Now, what did boss lady say?
She was just saying he was immature. He wasn't ready for commitment, this and all this stuff. But we already knew how it was because this was pretty much her way or the highway. She wanted to be the
Yes,
boss. She wanted to make everything count. You know what I mean? Her in her direction.
yes, yes. Then we got, oh, the doctor. Oh, you said don't call the doctor and his wife is not together anymore.
Nope.
Oh shit! I thought they was going to make it.
The
At
doctor
first,
and the fake doctor.
yes, I was about to say the doctors, but you said don't call her a doctor.
Right. Yeah. Oh, she's a part time doctor with no health care. That don't even sound right. What kind of shit
so
is that?
so
She's
they
probably living off of her parents' money. That's what she's doing. Because how she paying bills and living if you work when you want to work?
right. So they broken up. So
And
now you
where they at? San Diego. San Diego is expensive. So to live in San Diego on your own, you better be making some money. Now, if you
right.
got like a small ass efficiency or some shit like that, okay, maybe. But if you got a house and you paying a mortgage or rent, you better be having a job. So for her
Hmm.
to be sitting there talking about she part time and she work when she want and all this, yeah, right, girl.
So now we got Tall Boy and his lady. Well, first of all, I didn't
Justin.
know. Thank you, sir. I didn't know that Keisha Knight Polium was doing an after hour
Yeah, I see. I
show.
didn't watch none of those, but they said they were good.
And the girl said on the after hour show that Nate couldn't get it up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pissed that she said that on a television show. So he said the reason why he couldn't get it up is because her pH balance was off and she smelled. And you said he just said it. He just said that, but she ain't say, "Oh my God, that ain't true." Why would you say something like that? She ain't
Because
even
she
say
know
anything like
because
that.
she been around him long enough to know he full of shit, so she wasn't even gonna buy into it or feed into his stuff. That's why she just let him say it, and then she kept talking about something else. Like we're not even going to address that topic because we know that's bullshit.
He said, "Well, you
And
know, your pH balance was."
the reason why he got like that, first of all, because he's real feminine and emotional. He is. So when he thought about what she said on the show, and I guess looking back and seeing that, he felt like, you know what? I can't wait to see her to let her, at least something on her. I got something for her. He was on that tip because
Hmm.
remember, like during the show, twice he mentioned about how hard he was, and he was rock hard, and he woke up rock hard, and all this. So you waking up all hard next to her, but when it's time to throw down, you can't get a boner. So
Hmm.
come on, something ain't adding up. You know what
Her,
I mean?
yeah, like he said, her pH balance was off and it turned him
Right.
off.
So you were still in love with her. You were still trying to get with her.
Well,
Because
the
if I,
first time they got together, her pH balance wasn't off.
oh my goodness.
That's
She said that. Why do you think he said, "Well, I penetrated"? Because she was saying then before he couldn't get hard or he can't stay hard. But that's why
Mhm.
he was like, "Well, I penetrated." You know what I mean? And everybody was
Right.
looking at him like crazy, like, "Why you say that?" So he was all limp and still just got up in there, and he was
And
happy enough with that. Like, come on, man.
right. And then him and Nate had a sit down and he apologized for what he said. And
Well, that
he
was some
because he
sucker shit
thought
too,
he
and he
was
said
hitting
that.
on him. That's
And
funny because I was in the supermarket and you know the bags that they sell in the supermarkets now.
mm-hmm.
And I have one already, but that bag is on its last legs. It's got a hose. I know one day I'm gonna be carrying that bag, and that thing is just gonna rip, and all my groceries is gonna fall out. So I said, it was a young dude. It was a cashier, and I said, "Excuse me, is this what's the size of that bag?" I couldn't see the size of the bag because it was laying down flat. And
mm-hmm.
I said, "Excuse me, can you what's the size of that bag? Is it the same size as this?" And I was showing him my bag, and I said, "Cause man, this bag is on its last legs." And he had showed me the bag. I said, "Oh no, never mind, because that bag is smaller than this one." I said, "Well, look, I had to just work this out until it rip. I know that thing one day I'm gonna be walking, that thing gonna just rip." And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like talk to him, small talk. And I said, "But all right, man, have a good weekend." And he was like, "All right." And I'm saying to myself, "Oh shit. I hope he didn't think I was trying to hit on him because I said have a good weekend." I thought about the compliments. I thought about the compliments and shit. I said, "Oh no." Ow,
That's funny
ow.
because like, and it's weird because the way he was reacting into that, and me and my wife were talking about that all the time. It's like there's nothing wrong with a guy giving another guy a compliment. Like
Hmm.
I uh I started doing a lot of dips at work, like in my spare time, so I can tell like my shoulders and I don't know what they call it, the wings from your shoulder to the neck got a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
So I have patients that came in and say, "Oh, you work out a lot," like you know what I mean. That's almost like a compliment, but they ain't saying it in no gay way, or they tell me like whatever they like my sneakers, whatever, you know what I mean.
Right.
But even my fingernails, you know what I mean. I've heard people tell me, "Oh, you got some nice clean nails." I'm like, whatever. I don't do nothing special with my nails, but I don't look at it as like on some gay shit. Now, if a motherfucker keep on saying shit, you know what I mean. It's certain shit they can say and do that make you say, "Oh, this dude is gay."
Right.
You know what I mean? But just giving you a compliment don't mean that he's gay because he's a dude. If the dude got
Hmm.
smooth skin, which Justin got, real smooth baby skin, and somebody mentioned that, that don't mean he wants you. He want to get with you.
Right.
And my wife, she say that all the time about people teeth, clean teeth and stuff, and smooth skin and all that stuff. That don't mean nothing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was like, damn, I hope he don't think I was like trying to hit on him because I said have a good weekend. I just thought about that scene where you like, man, you all these compliments you was giving me. Oh, come on now, knock it off, dude.
Well, remember on the show, he still was like, I still feel that way, and I'm sticking by that. So even after they had that talk, he's not when he apologized to Nate, but he had that talk with somebody else on the show, and he said, "Well, I'm sticking by what I said. I still feel like he was hitting on me." But then
Yeah,
when you
he
talk
said
to
that.
Nate, you apologize. If you felt that way, why are you apologizing? If you think the man
Exactly.
hitting on you, because you know it's bullshit.
Uh-huh. And so at the end, he apologized to everybody with how he acted, and well, Ben should have been the first one he should apologize to because he wrecked his damn marriage,
He
and
played
and
this.
Ben-
He played the shit out of Ben.
right, and Ben just sits there and don't say nothing. No, man, it's all good. No, it ain't all good.
Well,
You don't be
I
talking
think
to nobody.
that's a culture thing because you never see like Asians get really get aggressive like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I've been around a lot of them when they was in the military. Even now, I work side by side with my doctor. He's Asian, and they don't really lash out. They'll lash out to me about somebody else, but when
Hmm.
that person that they were just lashing out about or talking shit about comes around, they don't really address them. So I
Right.
sit back and let. And like I said, in the military, there's a few Asian guys that I was tight with, and they had a problem with somebody. They wouldn't say nothing, but then I would hear it like when the other person is not around. And I used to always tell them, like, I mean, I didn't say nothing to the doctor, but like the guys in the military, I'd be like, yo, when he come around, say something to him or say this or that, and they would never do it. So I think it might be just a culture thing because if he was black, they would have been checked him.
Right. And like, come on, man. You don't have no conversations with me on a damn speakerphone when your wife is sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you my business and all that stuff.
Yep.
And I can't even knock her because that's would you call her a friend? I mean, they just met each other on the show, but
That's
that's
what they
somebody.
do, but that's bullshit. They not really friends. But she like a shit talker and like to instigate shit.
Yeah, but then again, she's around this woman all the time, and she hearing Ben talk shit about her, and
Well,
like
you're saying the
she
same
gonna
thing
say,
that girl was saying. Ben wasn't talking shit. He was just talking about what's going on in his relationship. They still didn't say the shit that she was talking because the girl kept saying, "Yeah, you was talking shit." Well, why don't you tell us what she said? Because when we heard them talking on the speaker, we didn't hear him talking shit. Just because you're
hmm,
talking about somebody doesn't mean it's shit talking.
yeah, it's shit talking, but if you're not saying the problems you have with her, you're not saying if he had problems, he should have
If
went to
he's
his
having
wife
problems in his
first.
relationship, yeah, he should have talked to her.
Right,
But
exactly.
he still should be able to confide in the guy just like the females confide in each other.
Yeah,
The nut
yeah,
ass
but
boy Justin shouldn't have put it on speakerphone. And when she heard it, she shouldn't have ran back. She ruined her relationship. Not she. I wouldn't say she ruined hers because that was fell from the jump. But she ruined the environmentalists because she kept pressuring them,
right.
and then she ruined Ben. So she's like a fucking devil in disguise.
Well, like you said, that's stuff that women do. That's why I said I can't really knock her from going around telling because she should know all this stuff from the jump anyway. And then he said, "No, man, it's all right." I'm like, "Come on now, say something to that dude." And then you better be the type to sit and still play basketball with him. No,
Well, and that's why he was mad at Nate because remember Nate wouldn't really talk about his relationship with him like that.
Right.
And then he was like, I ain't here for you, man. I'm here for my wife. I'm trying to make it work with my wife. And that's why pretty much that was like the only relationship that kind of worked out a little bit longer than, well, one of the two, because the doctor's kind of two. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. He was mad at Nate because Nate wasn't confiding in him about nothing.
Right. Right.
And who's getting advice from Justin out of all people? This is the guy you gonna go to?
What you talk about, Ben?
Ben, yeah.
Well,
Out of
cause see,
all the guys you gonna go to,
remember they was tight. They was like got tight from the jump with each other.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you've been around him and his wife long enough, and you see all the arguing and bickering they got going on, and she playing him and he playing her, you'd be like,
Right.
yo, I'm trying to stay away from that negative energy over there. I ain't got nothing to say to them two.
But see, they was cool before that, before all
Well,
that
remember,
stuff.
because Justin was crying, talking about that's my friend. Like, nigga, you just met him 3 days ago. Now you crying over him
Yep.
and his relationship. Like, come on now.
But then he gonna have him on the speakerphone
Right,
talking.
right.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it ain't. I want to say, Ben, it ain't cool that he did that.
And
Now
it was
you would
real. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I
Now
was
I was
gonna
gonna
say,
say that. Oh, go ahead,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
Now, see, I would say that I mean, okay, I can understand like okay, like if he apologized, I'd be like, yeah, all right, because the dirty deed is already over with. But I wouldn't deal with him again. He called me, I wouldn't answer it. The social media shit, they young, so they be on social media like that all the time. But if it was me and he would contact me through social media, I wouldn't even answer it. But I wouldn't deal with him like that if
They're
he
not
did
in their
that.
20s, so they're old enough to know not to be putting all their business out there on social media.
Right.
But yeah, Ben shouldn't even mess with him like that no more. And he should have called him out. Like, yo, I don't fuck with you no more. You played the shit out of me.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, before we go, we got to talk about this young jock and his wife. I don't even know her name, but young jock and his wife is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and they're going through it because okay, they were breaking up and together. When they broke up, Jock had a kid with another woman. Now he didn't cheat on her or anything. He just had a kid by another woman. They got back together and then they got married. Now it's an issue that he has this kid. Uh, he has this kid. Before he got married. I don't. You married him. You already knew he had a kid. A new baby. So why the hell would you marry him anyway? I didn't understand it. I didn't understand all that argument. First, I thought it was just some TV stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
here's this couple go on. I don't know if this is a TV show or a magazine they was doing the interview with, and they recorded
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't know what this going on here, but here's her. Here is a young jock trying to lay down the law, and here's her.
He
I
wasn't trying. He laid the law down.
no, not when she kept over talking to him. Well,
How did
here's
it end?
he ain't told her to shut the fuck up. So,
Pretty much he did. And she said, all right, can we move on?
well, here's the clip right here.
Young Jack wasn't having it.
Well, you say that. The children are not the issue. That. Don't just make it seem like I'm a bad person. Don't say make some fucked up individual. What you're not gonna do is do that. I didn't say that. Well, that's how you put it. You said you wouldn't want my son to be like me. I wouldn't want them to do some of the things that you have done. Oh, and I wouldn't want my daughters to do some of the things you've done. We're human. That's what I'm trying to say. You would want them to do majority of the things that I've done. Listen, what I'm saying is, when you talk about me, don't sum me up. Facts, right? Don't sum me up on the worst side of me or what you consider the worst side of me. Cause ain't nobody fucking perfect. So don't do that.
Look at the interviewer. He like, oh
He
shit.
like, oh yeah, I'm getting some juicy stuff.
That's what we're not gonna do. Because as a man, guess what? I got to stand on mine too. Because guess what? Let me tell you something. I didn't go to college. Guess what? Fine. I want my kids to go to college. So we can say that right now. I don't want them to go that direction. I want them to go to college. I can say that with you too. Right. But don't sit here in front of the world, in front of a medium, and say, oh, I wouldn't want my son or your sons to be like you. Hold on. No, we got to. You gonna put some respect on my name because at the end of the day, I'm successful. I take care of my kids. Okay. Ain't none of my kids out here in dire need of love and support. Okay. So we ain't gonna do that. Okay? Because I don't appreciate that. Because there's some things about you that I could say I wouldn't want my daughters to do.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do that. I respect you and I love you enough.
I want this magazine to know.
No.
Yeah. Now, of course, he's not going to badmouth her in public,
This is
and
just
she
right. Why
shouldn't
would
do
he
it
say
neither.
that?
Right,
Exactly.
and she shouldn't do it neither because how that looks bad on me if I'm sitting there talking bad about my wife publicly, and she looks bad doing this shit what she doing right here.
Exactly.
Because my thing is, if he's supposed to be so bad and you don't want his sons to be like him, why'd you marry him?
Mm-hmm.
Did he put a gun to your head?
For somebody that didn't finish school, he's doing all right for himself. You know what I mean? What he got? 2 clubs in a restaurant,
and he's on radio too in Atlanta.
So he's doing all right.
It is about me. You don't want your daughters.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Be my guest.
I'm not gonna
be slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do
yes,
that.
You will.
That's where we have to draw the line.
You funny.
You know damn well if he said something about her, she's gonna use that against him and hold on to that shit. She probably start crying.
Yes.
I don't care because the camera in front of me or somebody asking me questions. I'm not gonna reveal my everything that go on with me. Just like right now, you ain't gonna sit here in front of these people and tell what your credit score is. You ain't gonna sit here and tell them your social security number. You ain't gonna sit here and tell them what.
That's like your wife or your girlfriend saying, "You can go ahead and cheat. I'll give you the green light. I ain't gonna be mad." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. That's what she gonna put that in her personal computer, and once she get mad, she gonna open that file and all that. Yeah, I ain't say nothing how you went and cheated. Well, damn, you said it was all right. No, it wasn't all right. She just wanted to, she just gave you the rope to hang yourself.
See your bank account either.
I won't.
Okay, so some things are better left.
So that means she has bad credit, and whatever, she looking glamorous, like you said, her hair and makeup and all that stuff, and she don't have no money.
He got the bread. He got the bread, and that's why she's with him. She probably do got her degree, but she ain't doing nothing with it.
Right, and she make it seems like that she's doing him a favor. Just like the way she's talking. Well, I'm doing you a favor. I'm the one that married you and all that stuff.
I think because she says like I think she's an attorney or she got a degree, law degree or something.
Yeah, she was a lawyer.
Right. So that's what she hang her hat on. You know what I mean? But if you're not practicing and you're not doing that, making money, bringing in that way, then what good is it? Sitting on a wall, hanging up, looking nice.
Right.
And in the private, and that's what I'm gonna do. So when you addressing me, don't ever make it seem like I'm the worst of the worst, because I'm not.
Okay.
Because I came through and changed your life, and it wasn't about me having no money. It was about the integrity. It was about my integrity.
It was.
Boy, she
dug her own grave.
She made that street that it wasn't about. Oh no, it wasn't about your money.
Yeah, right.
Like, well, what was it then? If you keep bad mouthing them, what was it then?
So you got a degree in law, but you got bad credit, but it ain't about money.
No money in the bank.
Exactly.
It was about me standing up for you. It was about me helping you open your eyes to see things that no other man has gotten you to do. So when you talk about me and address me, please be mindful of that, because I love you for who you are, good and bad.
You know I love you for who you are.
But I would never say to the world that I wouldn't want my daughters to be like you, because then it makes me question, why are you with me?
I'm not with you for the bad things. I'm not with you for having outside children.
But just don't ever say that again, please.
Okay.
What is this outside children shit? He didn't cheat on her and had a child. They were broken up.
That's the thing. If you with somebody and y'all do the separating thing, you can do whatever you want, but we separated, but we ain't gonna get a divorce or we gonna break up. You can't get mad with him. He do something when y'all not together.
Exactly.
Now, if you decide to get back with him, you got to take in whatever he did. Like if he got a child on the way when y'all was broken up, it is what it is. That's not like he was fooling around on you.
Exactly. She makes it seem like he did.
Right. But she say that
go ahead.
I was going to say she say that to soften the blow, to make it seem like she didn't know or she's stupid for getting with him.
Mm-hmm.
You got it in this interview. Don't let me hear you say that again.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate
that. You can carry on.
So he won. Don't let me hear you say that again.
And she'll say it again when the next season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta come back on. And then they was like, them girls was going crazy. Like, oh, he got a side baby. He doing this and that. And then she acting like, oh, I'm so, oh, what? Oh, but she knew it anyway. So in other words,
that's why I said they called her out on her bullshit on the show.
Right. Did you watch the reunion?
What, that?
No. Love and Hip Hop reunion.
No, Shay watched that, and I watch it from time to time when she watching, but I don't really follow it like that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll just watch it if I see it on. But I saw the first part of the reunion last week, and they were going in on Shekinah.
Shit talker.
Yeah, said how she was all this about everybody's business, but nobody know anything about your business. Mm-hmm. In other words, she's smart, because I ain't gonna have all my damn dirty laundry on here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's our TV movie episode. What was you
about
to say?
You talking about a fast episode, only half an hour? Yeah, right.
Well, hey, look, once we get to talking, the damn Black Panther was a damn half an hour when I looked at the recording. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at pnljudgementals, Instagram at _judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, Phil.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Are you going over your grandmom's, or are you just staying home?
I don't know. I'll probably slide through.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends is at. Like we attached. I don't need no crew.